Anyone can start.
How are you feeling about the first road trip and where the team's at?
We're growing. We're growing. This is a great way to test yourself early. You know, in order to be champions, to be successful, you have to be great role warriors. So this gives us an opportunity to see where we are. And just a good team.
How much energy, attention do you give to preseason power rankings?
None. I don't. I mean, I've played basketball long enough to know, that you can't pay attention to that. It's people's opinions, what they believe. But it's all about what you believe. You step between those four lines. I really do.
Teresa, what's the impact of giving two former fourth overall draft picks a chance here? Their roads have been pretty winding. How have they earned the opportunity with Kennedy and Kaiser?
You just said the key word, earned. Earned. I said it from the very beginning. Anything that you get here, you will earn it. You will earn it because it's all about the hard work, being about the details, doing what's asked of you, and being consistent doing it. So it's about an earned opportunity they took advantage of.
How do you know that you own the identity you wanted right away?
No, I didn't know right away about the identity. It's a matter of every time we walk between those four lines, it's finding it, paying attention to it, and then developing it.
So it's going to be like a process going forward every day, every game, opportunity?
It won't be every time. No, we will find our identity and we will roll with that the entire season. I think we're doing a pretty good job of knowing who we are, especially a team that wants to play very, very hard and aggressive defensively. We're finding that. We're understanding how important it is for us. And then executing on the offensive end, being a team that can execute offensively. That's big for us.
When you have a new roster, a new coaching staff, what are some steps you take to kind of speed up that process of getting to know each other and developing that cohesion?
It's a great question. It's all about the time you spend together. You hear the voices, you hear everybody's thoughts, but the most important thing is once you're talking and you're speaking about what might be good for the team, especially as a staff, you try to find that common ground of what does it mean to them, not just us. How does it fit them and make them be the best version of themselves every day? So it's all about us getting our reps in too, if you want to say it like that. Getting our reps in, watching a lot of film, seeing what looks good, what does not, and what have we done to put them in positions to be successful, and we roll with it.
What's Izzy's status right now?
Izzy is getting better. It's a little bit of a process of getting her back to being really, really healthy. That's the most important thing, is getting her back to being extremely healthy, and then we can move forward.
I saw a moment where you were hugging Brenna before she walked out, and then you were sitting down with another player. For those who didn't make this roster, they talked about you pouring into them throughout this entire process. What do you send them out with? What message do you give them?
I love people, and how they feel means something to me. My first thing was to let her know how much I respect who she is, how much I love the effort that she gave every day to try to be on the floor even though she was hurt, injured. I have a lot of respect for that. The way she presented herself and conducted herself every single day as a professional. I have a great deal of respect for who Brenna Maxwell is.
So how was it preparing for this season? Because obviously when you got the job, your role was to try to maximize Kalia Copper's years here. Now you kind of started all over again. You're with not a brand new team, but a very different team than last year. How was that? How did you navigate all that?
Regardless of how it was going to go, it was going to be new because it's a new coaching staff. Everything was going to be new. The culture was going to be new. The approach was going to be new. So of course, everyone knows the story about Kalia. We all know, but we had to move forward to get ourselves prepared and ready to go with the players that we brought in. We feel very, very comfortable with who we have here, and we're just going to build from there. We're not going to take a look on what it was. We're talking about what it is, and that's what we do.
What's going to be going through your mind when the ball goes up in the air for the first time as the head coach of the Chicago Bulls?
It's basketball for me. It's basketball for our young ladies. I know that they're prepared and ready to go. Of course, it'll be my first time being in the W as a head coach, but it's still basketball. So I'm gonna be super excited for our young ladies to get started and getting started on the road with a very, very good basketball team in Dallas Wings. So it's important for us how we go and approach that situation.
you first got the call, you know, for a WNBA job opening, was it like, it's about time, or do I really want to do this, or what was it going
No,
through?
I never think like that. When it's your time, it's your time. You have to just keep yourself in the now. And wherever I was during that time, I was in the now. I was in the moment. The moment this came and it was available for me, I knew I was ready.
What was your message to Kaiser and you know, being one of the final players selected for this roster? Like, what did you reiterate to her about what she can bring to this team?
It was earned. It was earned. Nothing given. It was there. All of us who spoke about this, and it was an earned situation. But the one thing I tell all of them, every one of them, and my message is very clear, is we all cannot become complacent because you have to sustain this. You have to sustain it. You can't just be okay now. You can't be okay. Now you got to want more. You have to give more. You have to do more. You have to be hungrier than ever before. When you walked into camp, you were hungry. You have to remain there. So it's about sustaining it.
Kennedy was saying that she and Angel are like two peas in a pod. Can you explain that relationship to us?
I don't know. You might have to ask them.
Well, I wanted to get your
When I'm
perspective.
done here, I don't know what they do away from the floor. I leave them as professionals. They conduct themselves very well. And I'm, like I always say, I'm a blessed coach to know that they handle themselves off the floor. But when they're out here, they're having fun. They're having fun. And that's key for me, is when they're out there having fun, it's great things can happen for them.
Have you observed